Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to this, your May 1st through May 15th reading. You're going to notice if you are returning, my background has changed a little bit. I got sun beaming down across me. I'm glowing blue. If you're new here, a very warm welcome. My son and I are in the process of moving. I am in a temporary location for a couple of weeks. And as such, I'm experiencing a few difficulties, including the blue glow. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have worn a blue shirt. And, the sun beaming in while I'm doing my readings. But that doesn't mean that the intention behind the readings or the accuracy of the readings is affected. We are dealing with universal energies here, and therefore we're able to just tap in anywhere we're at. Okay, Aquarius. The intention behind this reading is for anybody born under the sign of Aquarius, as well as anybody with a significant amount of Aquarius in their charts. For those of you who are new here, I do work with a number of different tarot decks, as well as a number of different oracle card decks. As I pull the cards, I leave the cards face down until I'm actually ready to turn them over and read them. And this allows for more of the psychic and intuitive energies to come in a more natural and organic way, rather than me already seeing the cards and beginning to interpret them ahead of time. All right, Aquarius. Strangely, we're going over to a very unusual deck for where you're at now. Let's pull cards for where Aquarius is at now. Oh my gosh, that sun is in a bad spot. Okay, we've had about 10 or 12 cards come out here, Aquarius. And I'm kind of thinking that what we're going to have to do here is mix up this smaller portion of the deck. Because I'm sure that where you're at now is not having 10 or 12 cards. So let's mix these up. Is there anything that wants to fly out, or are we going to actually have to pull cards here, which I prefer to let them come out and jump. But... all right, so one more time. Okay. There we go. I was just about to pull cards, and we've got two cards that have jumped out for you, Aquarius. Okay. The next cards that we're going to pull for you, Aquarius, are the cards of what you are focusing on. Very clearly going over here to the Osho Zen. What are the Aquarians focusing on for May 1st through May 15th, 2023? Now, if you're curious about timing and why sometimes when you receive a psychic reading or a tarot reading, the timing may not add up exactly as you think it should, please check out my video for you dated April 1st through April 30th. In the April 1st through April 30th readings for every single zodiac sign, I go into a lot of details about timing and why sometimes timing doesn't quite line up when you see a psychic or a tarot reader. So really valuable information in there. All right, we're going to difficult influences. We're going over here to the fairy deck for your difficult influences, Aquarius. This is really going to flash because these cards are shiny. Right. Is there anything else for difficult influences? We have two cards out. Anything else for Aquarius is in difficult influences, May 1st through May 15th? Oh my goodness. That sun is just in a really bad spot, and I really don't want to have to move my entire setup. Okay. Another 10 minutes, it'll move. Okay, the next cards that we're going to pull are cards that just make sense. Now, for those of you who have been here before, you'll know about these cards. For those of you who are new, a really quick explanation here. Cards that just make sense have two meanings. Sometimes the cards that just make sense have identical meanings to other cards that are here in the reading, thus giving you sort of that double reinforcement that the energy of that card is really important for you to pay attention to. The second thing that can happen is if there are just a whole whack of cards that are coming out, and as I'm reading them, we're kind of feeling like we're disjointed and like the reading isn't all being tied together. The cards that just make sense tie everything together. Where are we going for cards that just make sense? All right, we're going over here to the angels and ancestors. Oh, there's one. Anything else for the Aquarians? Ah, this does not want to go. Interesting. Okay, there it goes. All right. We have two cards that have actually jumped out here. All right, the next cards that we're going to pull are cards of unexpected influences and insights. I love these cards. I love turning these ones over. All right, where are we going for unexpected? Yeah, over here to the Osho Zen again. Unexpected, Aquarius. Interesting. Oh, and it's all the way on the floor. All right, let me just pick that up and then I'm going to tap in. Excuse me. There we go. It's the first card that's fallen on the floor for some time, Aquarius. At least in this location. All right, is there another card that needs to come down with this one? Is there anything else unexpected for the Aquarians? I think there is. Over here. Anything else unexpected for the Aquarians? Card actually going to fall. See, they've got one card here sticking out. See whether it's actually going to tumble out or not as I continue to shuffle. No, it hasn't come all the way out, so we'll tuck it back in. We'll go through the deck one more time because I can clearly see at least one of these cards sitting on top of that other card for your unexpected. There's one. Jumped out. Is there anything else? That one jumped, but it didn't come all the way out. So we'll leave it in the deck. All right. Now, the final cards that we're going to pull for you, Aquarius, are the cards of your general overall outcome. General overall outcome are the cards that predict or project where you're anticipated to be and what energies will be influencing you come May 15th. There's a card kind of sticking out here. I don't want to have a peek at what it is, but it's sticking way out. Let's see whether it actually falls out of the deck or not. Yep, there it goes. So it did actually fall out. Is there anything else for the general overall outcome for Aquarius? Look at how messy the cards are this month. Just crazy. Okay. Right. Where are your energies at right now? Oh, wow. So Aquarius, you've got wind and movement, and you've got the river and flow. So you've got both air and water represented right now. Really, really interesting, Aquarius, considering you are an air sign, wind, and you are the water bearer. Really, really interesting that you have these two elements represented. Both of these elements are elements that are about going with the flow, being more calm and more tame, especially this wind one. Now, we all know that wind can stir things up, both in the form of hurricanes and tornadoes. However, on this particular card, it is represented by just a calm breeze flowing by. And again, you've got the river card here, the going with the flow. What this is telling me, Aquarius, is that where you're at here now, as I'm recording this video at the end of April, is that you're in this place of sitting back, having a look at your life. Let me just see. Yeah, you're kind of at that place where it's not just exploring one area of your life. You're not just looking at relationships. You're not just looking at job and career. You're not just looking at your own emotions. You're in this place of kind of looking at the global picture. Now, that doesn't really surprise many of us because as Aquarians, we are about looking at the bigger picture. I'm referring to we because I too am an Aquarius. But we have this uncanny ability to be able to see the bigger picture when we're looking at things. You know, a lot of the other zodiac signs have a tendency to put these blinders on, and they can see this and see that, and they have a strong attention to detail. But Aquarians have the ability to be able to see the overall big picture and then zero in on something specific. They deal with whatever that specific thing is, and then they zoom back out, and they have the ability to be able to see the big overall picture. And because of our ability to be able to do that, we go through these phases and stages where the wind becomes the tornado or hurricane, where the water becomes a rushing river and flood. And we go through those other phases where we are a nice trickling brook that many people love to come and sit beside and share in our energy. We become this nice afternoon breeze that helps to cool us in the summer. And again, people love to come and sit beside us and just chat and become a part of our energy. And I'm feeling really strongly that's where you're at right now as we move into May, Aquarius. Let's have a look at what you're focusing on. Okay. All right. So one of the things that you're focusing on right now, Aquarius, is this playfulness card, bringing play into everything that you do. Seeing the world through childlike eyes is another meaning for this card. It's about when you're even when you're dealing with the most difficult thing, you crack a joke about it and look at it and go, well, could be worse. Just as an example, Aquarius, as you know, I'm moving, and I recently decided to switch vehicles, and I purchased a different vehicle. I picked it up from the dealer, and 2 hours away, the vehicle broke down. Like, I didn't even own the vehicle for 2 hours before it broke down. Yes, it was a used vehicle. So, you know, that comes with its own issues. But yeah, 2 hours. And so bringing playfulness into that, my friends are all asking me, oh, send me a picture of your truck. We want to see what you're doing. And I said, I can't, I broke my new toy. So that's part of bringing this playfulness into everything that you do. Like, even when things go really, really south, be a little bit playful right now, Aquarius. You have the breakthrough card coming up. This is one of the things that you're focusing on right now, Aquarius. You're having this breakthrough. We have just come through a month with not one, but 2 eclipses. We are currently in Mercury retrograde. Mercury went retrograde in and around the 21st or 22nd of April. And so you're in this place where you're looking at life differently, and you're having this breakthrough, and you're having aha moments. How does that make you feel? Unfortunately, Aquarius, it makes you feel like an outsider. Okay. Now, this card is the equivalent to the 5 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. And fives in the traditional tarot always represent coming into kind of a conflict, coming into that point in life, specifically related to money or career, where you go, okay, I've made this decision. I've been going with the flow. I'm the gentle, cool breeze. Did I make the right decision? Am I on the right path? So this is a card of questioning, as is the breakthrough card. When we have breakthroughs, right, and we have huge aha moments, it can make us feel like an outsider because we don't fit in anymore. And as you know, as an Aquarius, you are oftentimes on the leading edge of change. And right now as well, going into age of Aquarius. Okay, we're not going into, we are in the age of Aquarius now. It can make you feel a little bit like the outsider. Nothing wrong with that, because as the outsider, that's where change comes from. That's where growth comes from. Let's have a look at your difficult influences. Difficult influences. Aquarius, you got the Hanged Man, also known as the Awakening card from the Fairy Tarot deck. And this is a card of seeing things from a different perspective. Now, this came up at your difficult influences. So what this is telling me right now, Aquarius, is that you're struggling with seeing things from a different perspective. You're seeing things from the past perspective. You're seeing things through the lens of the past. And this card is saying, change your perspective. You are now in an age of Aquarius. You're no longer in age of Pisces. You need to start to see things from a new perspective, perhaps hang upside down if that's what it takes. You know, you're looking at situations through the lens of our grandparents, right? Well, the world, I like this quote, and I'm going to end up misquoting it, but I'm paraphrasing here, that as we raise our children today, we cannot raise them the way that we were raised, or the way that our parents were raised, or the way that our grandparents were raised. And the reason that we can no longer raise our children that way is because the world that we were raised for no longer exists. Okay. And no truer words come through right now for me right now, Aquarius, with this being in your difficult influences. You cannot continue to do the same thing based on the past and expect different results. There's changes coming. You have the Princess of Summer as well. This is a card of potential for new relationships, new emotional experiences, but this is in your difficult influences. What this is telling me is that from May 1st through May 15th, Aquarius, you may find relationships a little bit more itchy and scratchy. Now, I say itchy and scratchy not because of the Itchy and Scratchy show. I'm saying itchy and scratchy because relationships, because you're going through this breakthrough right here, May 1st through May 15th, because you're working towards seeing things from a new perspective and not seeing things through the lens of the past. What's happening, Aquarius, is that relationships feel like a brand new wool sweater. They're uncomfortable. You're not comfortable in your own skin right now. So that's not to say that there's huge breakups and changes or anything else. What this is saying is that just be kind and gentle with yourself, and be kind and gentle with those people that you are in relationships with, family, friends, as well as romantic relationships, because as you change and shift, those other people may not be changing and shifting at the same rate as you. And so there's going to be this itchy sweater phenomenon happening May 1st through May 15th. This makes sense. Yes. You have the Winter card. Take care of your needs. When we're going through huge changes and shifts, what do we need to do? We need to take care of ourselves, right? The other thing that comes up with this card is it's represented by the wolf. And we know that lone wolves don't survive for a really long time in the wild. Wolves need their community. So this is a card of making sure that you're bringing in community. Now, it's interesting that you have the outsider card and you have the wolf coming up. And on this particular card, it is represented as a lone wolf because only you can look after yourself. Okay. But it's easier to look after yourself if you have community. So I know this. Okay. I'm going to back up. Who can heal you? You. You're the only one that can heal you. However, it's easier to heal you if you have the time and energy to be able to concentrate on healing yourself by way of having community around you that assist you with the outside responsibilities, including, I don't know, making a big pot of soup for you, including maybe driving you to an appointment, including I don't know, just supporting you because you needed to have a really big cry one night. Okay. The really big cry that you need to have is a form of you healing, and only you can do that. Only you can release those emotions. But it's easier to release those emotions if there's somebody sitting next to you to give you a hug. Okay. So that's my take on these two cards for you, Aquarius. And you have the Heart Guardian coming in, love and let yourself be loved, Aquarius. I know, because I am an Aquarius, we don't love easily. We don't let people in easily. When we do let people in, we love deeply. And so this is your reminder. Let's have a look at your unexpected. Unexpected, you have the 8 of Wands. Things are happening rapidly and success is coming. But in order to achieve that success, you will have to spend some time in isolation. This card is the equivalent to the 3 of Swords in the traditional tarot. The 3 of Swords in the traditional tarot is represented by a heart with 3 swords stabbing through the heart. This is also an indication, because this is coming up in your unexpected, Aquarius, watch for somebody in your midst that may not be being as honest as they should be. Okay. This 8 of Wands is an amazing card in your unexpected insights. It suggests that things are moving really quickly and that there is success on the horizon for you. That there's obstacles that you're overcoming. So yeah, in general, a great card here in your unexpected. And your general overall outcome, you have your card, the Star. This is the card of Aquarius in the major arcana in the tarot. This is your own card. Look to the future with hope and optimism, Aquarius. How amazing is that for your general overall outcome? And you also have the Wheel. This is a card that indicates it. This is the card that represents the Wheel of Fortune in the traditional tarot. And what this card indicates is that you're making changes right now. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You're having this breakthrough coming up. And as you do that, you are literally spinning the wheel of fortune. And so this is a card of be careful what you wish for to a certain degree, right? If you are concentrating on the negative, as you spin that wheel of fortune, Aquarius, guess where it's going to land? That which we think becomes our reality. So this is a card of heads up, Aquarius, come May 15th, in and around the middle of May. Make sure that what you are concentrating on is star energy, energy of positivity, energy of positive change, energy of beautiful, amazing things coming into your life. Hold on to hope and optimism, and you can bring the world to you. The world is your oyster. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here, Aquarius. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you'll join me again next month no, this month. Well, it is next month. I'm recording this at the end of April, but I hope that you'll join me in the middle of May for your next reading.